Have you ever noticed how the most powerful person in the room is rarely the one doing the most talking? There's a specific kind of gravity around someone who doesn't feel the need to fill every silence. In psychology, we call this the vacuum effect. When you stop providing immediate reactions, you create a psychological space that others feel compelled to fill, often revealing more about themselves than they ever intended. Today we're going deep into the art of the unseen move and why your greatest strength lies in what you choose not to show. We live in an era of overexposure. We're taught that to be relevant, we must be visible. To be heard, we must be loud. But there's a massive psychological cost to that constant broadcast. Every time you explain your plans, every time you react impulsively to a critic, and every time you seek immediate validation for a small win, you're leaking energy. You're giving away the mystery premium that keeps people intrigued and, more importantly, keeps you in control. Think about the last time someone tried to provoke you. Maybe it was a passive-aggressive comment at work or a subtle slight from a friend. The natural human instinct is to defend, to counter-attack, to prove them wrong. But here's the secret: your reaction is their reward. By remaining unbothered, by offering a calm, steady gaze instead of a heated defense, you essentially short-circuit their power. You become a mirror, reflecting their own insecurity back at them. It's a silent move that commands more respect than 1,000-word argument ever could. This brings us to the concept of strategic obscurity. In the USA particularly, we see a rising trend of people deleting their public footprints, moving in silence, and focusing on deep work. Why? Because when people don't know what you're working on, they can't project their doubts onto it. When they don't know your next move, they can't prepare their interference. There is a profound peace in having a world that is entirely yours, a private sanctuary of goals and thoughts that no one else has access to. But let's talk about the internal side of this. Why is it so hard to stay quiet? Why do we feel that itch to prove ourselves? Usually, it's a lack of emotional autonomy. We've been conditioned to believe that our value is determined by the external eye. If people don't see us succeeding, are we really succeeding? If they don't see us as happy, are we really happy? The answer, of course, is yes. But the mind needs to be retrained to accept internal validation as the only currency that matters. Imagine a realistic figure standing in a vast, open space. No one is watching. There are no cameras, no likes, no comments. That figure is moving with purpose, building something piece by piece. They aren't rushing. They aren't looking over their shoulder. This is the minimalist mindset. It's the realization that your life is not a performance for an audience. It is a private craft. When you stop performing, you start living with an intensity that most people will never understand. Now, this doesn't mean becoming a hermit. It means becoming selective. It's about high-signal socializing. When you do speak, your words should have weight because they are rare. When you do show up, your presence should be felt because it isn't guaranteed. You are shifting from being a commodity that is always available to a luxury that is earned. As you go through your week, I want you to try a small experiment. In your next meeting or your next social gathering, try being the last person to speak. Not because you're shy, but because you're observing. Watch the patterns. Notice who is desperate for attention, who is hiding their fear behind jokes, and who is actually in control. You'll find that the more you observe, the less you feel the need to participate in the noise. You'll feel a sense of silent resilience building up inside you. The world is getting louder, but the rewards for being quiet are getting bigger. Those who can master their focus and protect their inner world are the ones who will lead in 2026. They are the ones who won't be burnt out by the digital chaos. They are the ones who will have the depth to solve real problems while everyone else is chasing shadows. So, take a deep breath. Look at your goals. Look at your circle and ask yourself, what can I pull back into the shadows? What part of my life belongs only to me? Remember, the strongest hand is the one that stays hidden until the game is won. Master the art of the unseen move.